Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with another exciting episode of the All About Counter-Strike podcast. And I will have to take the L on this one. England did not win the World Cup, did not make it to the finals. We were... take that face off already. Don't even start. I'm not looking at you. I'm just
I haven't said anything.
No, just your face. Your face was enough. It says your face said everything. You little... I'll just say this, right? Anyone can watch this back. There are videos. The elbow to the back of the head, the pushes, the fouls, and the stuff they got away with. Definitely feels like we were cheated. I can admit we played terrible after scoring the first goal, you know. That last bit of play, just full defending against one of the best teams in the world and some of the best players, was very stupid. Wasn't a smart play at all, but he's still smiling. I need to put a picture over his face. But I will say, this FIFA president, whatever his name is, Giovanni Vincento Infantino... No, you know, that's probably too far, but you know, I'm super mad at their corrupt FIFA BS that we have to deal with and the loss we took. I can take L's if it's fair, but that was smells like BS, man. I'm not happy. How are you, Devilwalk?
I mean, I'm great. I'm good. England lost. I will say this. I did think there was a really, really bad foul from Enzo Fernandez on Anderson. Yep. I thought that one at least was orange or, you know, questionable.
An elbow is a red. No one's elbowing without a red.
It was 100% orange. It 50-50, whatever the ref would call. But looking at the World Cup overall, there's not been many harsh cards set out for pretty much anyone. They've been pretty much hands off with that stuff, so
they do have the most yellow cards throughout and the most benefits from VAR, yeah. And it just smells like some FIFA messing around.
I think
favoritism.
The most
Gianni needs to be out of a job.
That English fans are posting about is Messi being offside in the corner.
No, that's stupid. That
wasn't one offside. Is just a plain lie.
He was not offside. Anyone who knows ball is not offside.
But he did, and I haven't seen a good angle of this when Jed Spence gets stepped on, I think it looks like, from Messi before that second goal.
Yeah. But then also there's the one where like they're literally dragging Bellingham down to the floor, you know? Like, mate, there's a lot of it. There is a lot of it.
Either way, I'm happy Argentina won. I've noticed a lot of British people have become Spain fans now.
I can't do that. Game. Yeah, I can't do that. I do think no matter what, there's no way Argentina are losing this because the FA will find a way to make it work. FIFA is a corrupt organisation and they need a new president. But we got a lot of Counter-Strike to cover and that's what everyone's here for now the football rant is done. England will, though, beat France in the decider. Sorry for all the French fans out there. Actually, we don't have a lot of French fans because they all think that we hate Zaiwu and yeah, they think we're against Zaiwu for some reason, though, even though we actually like Zaiwu quite a lot over here. So there's roster news that we'll go through first, but then we'll get into Blast Bounty. There's obviously I've just done the draft show, so there was lots of other stuff. My brightness on my screen is way too high. There's some of the stuff that comes out of the back of Bounty as well that like is a bit of strange things going on around Liquid. We'll cover that at the same time. But let's start with this. Some of these teams are not so notable, but we have ECSTATIC. Buzz and Analele depart ECSTATIC, and then Nut is put on the transfer list. Like, what does that leave them with? Obviously,
it's only one of the owners of that team. But I mean,
they've got no team. There's no players.
No, but I think they
rebuilding.
They pretty much ran out of money. I think the organization is shutting down. So this happened even back in April. If you actually look at the transfers in ECSTATIC, they benched their entire team back in April.
I guess it makes sense, right? The skin market's gone down. Zippel probably doesn't want to fund it too much anymore, considering he's just losing money every day when the skin market's hold down.
Yeah,
and yeah, ECSTATIC's in a rough spot, and I
think this has just been like, you know, some of these players have been attempted to be sold during this period, but
they sold
no
TMB and Nika
found,
which is good.
Yeah, they sold them too, but the rest of them, why they are benched now and why Nut's benched now is probably... I mean, I would assume there's some kind of thing in the contract that if you're benched too long, you might have a right to terminate the contract or whatever.
Okay.
From a player's perspective.
Yeah.
So I think Nut is probably the one that they find most valuable and want to sell, and the rest they couldn't.
Fair. Next after that, we've got FOKUS, Cuban's team. ZTR's on there. Banjo obviously quite a hyped up Finnish player. Poddy obviously joined as well to be the AWPer to replace Jorko, who went to Liquid. And it says here that FOKUS sign jocab, and extend ZTR's loan. So they're keeping ZTR as the ideal. They believe in him in that way. And then, so yeah, Johnny Speed. Do you know much about jocab? 21?
Yeah, he's a big talent. One of the better performers in the Johnny Speeds lineup.
Okay.
Kind of an up and coming Swedish player. He's been talked about for quite some time, but he's 21, still pretty young.
Yep.
Johnny Speeds was a good step up for him, and now he's taking another step into his career.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard good stuff about him, so
nice.
I think he could be a good rifler for FOKUS.
Because they have Cuban and they have Banjo, I'm keeping an eye on this team, that's for sure. That too makes me want to look at it. So then we have arrozdoce. So obviously he was on SAW, then he went to NIP. So he was one of the players that when he left SAW, it was like the controversial leaving SAW. I think we covered it as well, because we weren't sure where he was going to go. SAW didn't give him enough money at the time, and he was obviously a big performer on SAW, but he never lived up to the expectations of when he was on NIP. And who was he on after NIP? OG. So he never delivered to the same standards as what we saw on SAW. Like SAW, I just remember so many games thinking like, this guy's got it. And now he's in free agency, which means anyone can have him, easy sign. But that SAW lineup's already been built, and I don't think they take him back afterwards if it was a money thing, even though they've made tons of money now. But I mean, for him, probably just another international team he's going to look at. Probably going to have to be outside the top 30 realistically, especially now we're at the very end of the transfer window.
Yeah, I think in a weird way, it's been a little bit unfortunate for him. He's kind of been forced into more and more passive roles, more and more kind of doing the dirty work. I think he even was pretty good in NIP. He just had a really, really bad roles.
Yeah. So not so much on him.
It wasn't great, but I don't think he was a huge liability in that lineup. I think they needed someone to be able to do those roles, and I think, they obviously replaced him with Kaspersky, who's a much, much better player, individually, but it had, then you have to do all this, like,
a lot of juggling
around with roles, and no one's going to have it perfectly right.
No.
But yeah, good role player, but I expect him as well, kind of drop down a level and kind of work his way up.
Yeah. I'd agree with that. Now this is the biggest one for the roster news that we've got. I think this is just a huge pickup. Flamus is no longer trapped under awful VP contract jail and hell. I heard from sources that VP wanted like 600-700K for him, and he didn't have that long left on VP. Yeah. Which is why BetBoom were not going to take him, right? It's crazy money. But we heard about him, right? So he was on Nemiga back in 2023 to 2024. Then he was on GamerLegion for 6 months, dominant at the Shanghai Majors. That's where everyone saw him. Ash was doing wonders for him. They did throw the kitchen sink at him. Like, he had all the roles and positions and everything he wanted, right, to work his magic. Then he went to VP, and he was a shadow of himself because they just forced him. Like, for him, I remember speaking to him in interviews, and he was saying, oh, no, this is great. I'm playing against these experienced players. And they were basically telling him, like, you don't know CS. You must learn this. You have to do this. And it ruined him. I will say it ruined him. His stint on OG wasn't that good either. His BetBoom time was obviously positive, but it was just as a stand-in. And then, luckily, he didn't have to play any more games with VP. And GamerLegion actually bought him out. I'll say this, GamerLegion, I hope you didn't pay 600-700K. I hope you got a much better deal. But I'm just happy you got him out of there. Because if this current GamerLegion, whether it's with Snacks and IMD as the coach, if they put him into positions and roles that he wants and he's used to, then I'm all for it. He's still 21. We know his ability and what he can do. He's a vocal guy as well.
And just came off a playoff at a major.
Yeah, and considering they lost PR, this could work out for them.
Yep.
So I'm happy with it, man.
I mean, it might not even necessarily be a downgrade of any source for GamerLegion, because PR didn't really perform at the end in this GamerLegion lineup.
Not under snacks, no.
Yeah, and maybe it just clicks a little bit better with Flammus.
Yeah, I'd go with that. I think that's just a huge move. Next, we've got Infinite. Now, Infinite's an interesting team because it's a random mix of players: Kriaz, Blitz, Detour, Volt, and Slend. Obviously, Slend and Volt, did they play together? Am I imagining things?
I mean,
Slend and Volt played together on GamerLegion, yeah. So they're reunited again. The thing with Volt, right? I really like Volt as a player. He's Romanian, but he's British as well. But like, from the Into the Breach days, which was so high, he never really, like, he had a bit of a good time on GamerLegion, but it was never to the heights. Then he went on Mix, 500, Focus. This now needs to be something where I see him deliver again. You know, I need to see his rise. This is where I want to see a team where he can rise with them. They're 38th in the VRS. It's not too shabby. Yeah, they're playing a lot of these tier 2 events. Yeah, and then they're playing a lot of these tier 2 events. I want to see what he can do now here, because it was looking bleak for him at one point.
Yeah, he's a good player, good role player. You know, he can do all sorts of things in Counter-Strike. I think it's gonna be, I mean, it's a good upgrade for Infinite if they want to make that kind of push for perhaps having a chance at a major spot. Having someone with that kind of experience as well, probably a huge thing for the rest of the team.
Yep. Next move. This was one I don't understand fully, but I just don't know much about Robo, the guy who comes from Spirit Academy, in-game leader now for Nemiga. So Lear was always great on interviews. So much fun to talk to when we're doing like Austin Major time. 3 years, 11 months on Nemiga, the captain they believed in. Then they took him out for a little while, brought him back in, and now they've removed him again. Box said they wanted a different way of doing things. So they bring in the young in-game leader, 20 years old, who previously played on Spirit Academy. He did some good work with this ex-Ruby team as well for a very short stint, a few months. I don't have any information to say. I don't know anything about this guy or what he can do. But he had a second place at CCT with this ex-Ruby team, which is like, are they a mixed team, I'm guessing, if it's ex-Ruby? Yeah, just guys coming together. For Nemiga, they have fallen out of any understanding of top-level CS. Like, they're just another team that's grinding out, and maybe they just thought the in-game leader change was what they needed.
Yeah, I mean, I look at their kind of rankings throughout the ages, and it's been very, very much up and down. They've kind of appeared and disappeared very, very quickly. You know, had a few showings, had some big events, and then never been seen again, pretty much. It's been very, very on and off for them. So taking, you know, a little bit more of a risk now to change direction and change where the team kind of want to go. Why not? I mean, yes, you're going to lack a lot of that experience with Lear, who's been there for such a long time. But it might be a good thing. I mean, only time will tell. I don't know much about Robo as well. I mean, Spirit Academy is not a bad place to be coming from. We know that their academy project is really, really good. It's one of the best in Counter-Strike. So I'm still expecting him to have learned a lot and have a decent amount of knowledge coming into this team. So yeah, I don't think it's a bad gamble, so to speak.
And our last bit of Rostermania news is TDK. So TDK is actually super interesting. I don't think it's an organization, though. Maybe our producer might know something on this. I don't know of them as an organization, but it is
Orgless.
Orgless, yeah. So it's Groove, who is obviously famed for his time on Gambit Youngsters as a coach, and then obviously Cloud9 had so much success with that team, right? Lifted 3 or 4 trophies. He knows CS. He's been at the top levels of 1.6. He understands the game. Their team right now is Axar, nafany, and Artfrost. And then they just added Fame major champion, by the way, and BELCHONOKK from Paravision. How I read it when I was reading the HLTV post was that basically nafany was thanking Paravision and Virtus Pro for just allowing these players to come, because it's not an organization. It's not so much a loan. It's just we're letting them play, you know?
Yeah.
So you didn't have to pay anything for them and grab it. But this actually becomes like, this is a decent team, man. Artfrost, very capable. Yeah, still, I think he's still pretty young as well. Oh, 24 is not as young. I thought he was still in his early 20s.
I'm kind of still shocked. I looked at Fame's page and he's 23 and it feels like he's been around forever.
He's been around much longer. But yeah, Fame, so his buyout is not good. Yeah. And no one's going to buy him. I don't know what VP's just doing this to all their teams, right? All their players. Crazy buyouts that people won't pay. But Fame's contract runs out at the end of the year. So let him play on this here and then let him see where he goes. He'll definitely get some offers going into next year. BELCHONOKK just gets a chance to still stay active and learn from some very capable players. And while nafany will obviously be leading, Axile needs to try and find his former glory. I won't say this team can make Singapore, but I will say they have a good chance of making some run at it. Like I'm out of all these up and coming CIS teams, TDK is a bit of an interesting one. I'll give them that.
I mean, the recent results, right? They beat 100 Thieves. Obviously with Agile still in June. I mean, they won that CCT Europe series and gave themselves 45th on Valve ranking. That's pretty good.
Nemesis, 100 Thieves, then this ex-Ruby team. But the Nemesis and 100 Thieves one's solid.
Yeah. And they seem to be pretty consistent. Like even, beating the likes of OG in the past, Nemesis again, Nemiga, HOTU, 1 win.
First place ESL Challenger League. I didn't even see that. Boy.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. They're in a good spot.
It's not bad. Not bad. And they're obviously huge signings to have on loan, Fame and BELCHONOKK. Hopefully I can see, a little bit more of this BELCHONOKK that we saw at the start of Paravision.
Yeah.
Because he dropped down very, very quickly once they got in that spot where they were a top 10 team. Started playing more regular against the big dogs. So this could be a good kind of comeback and revenge story, or, whatever you want to call it for BELCHONOKK. Exciting team, actually. I agree.
Yeah. I'm very interested to follow a bit of their journey. There's a few teams now that are coming up outside of they're just in the top 50 that I look at and think, okay, I can have a look at a run at that. I can see the potential there. But that's it for the roster moves between when we did the last episode, which wasn't so many days ago, and now it's all focused on Blast Bounty 2026, presented by Polymarket Season 2 Qualifier. Polymarket is now a big-time sponsor of Blast Bounty, so fully taking rights for the event. The thing with Blast Bounty is it's a great event and great format. It's just the first parts are online, which always discredits the excitement from it, But it would be very hard to do 32 teams on LAN. That's a lot of crazy money to put in there. So I understand why it's not done. I obviously just did the draft show with Maui where we picked out all of the bottom 17 teams, right? Sorry, 16 teams from 17 to 32. Had to pick a team that would be they would face up against, so they get to choose their opponents in these opening games. Some of it can be more interesting and spicy. We'll go through as many teams as possible here. We're not going to go through every single team, that's for sure. It's very crazy on this. Our first thing we should touch on is the Liquid stuff that happened. So Liquid, as of what was said, so Blast have kind of done a double on this, right? So originally Blast fought, and we couldn't talk to, we were not allowed to talk to Flashy about this during the interview because it was not confirmed what was actually happening. So at one point they were told they had to use Ultimate, couldn't use Jorko because of the roster lock and stuff that had come in. So I'm like, okay, that's a bit unlucky, but there we have it. And then Blast, just 40 minutes ago now, let me find the tweet, said, after further review of Valve's wildcard invite rule, because they are a wildcard invite, Blast has deemed it possible for Team Liquid to use a different configuration of 3 players to ensure they're eligible for the wildcard invite. Team Liquid are allowed to use 3 or more of the following players at Blast Premier Bounty: MOUZ, Elige, nafany, and Ultimate. It doesn't make sense because Shuhei's not included in that. I've messaged Flashy. I haven't got a saying on this yet. He hasn't replied to me. But what I'm thinking this means that Shuhei definitely is VRS eligible because he's played more games than MOUZ has. Yeah?
Yeah.
So then this part then doesn't make sense. So what that says to me is that 100% Shuhei's out. And this JT thing that we know about's happening. But does that mean Jorko still can't play? Or, because it says 3 or more players, right? So that to me would be MOUZ, Elige, nafany, and then Jorko and JT play. So there's no ultimate and there's no Shuhei. Because it's just weird that Blast didn't add Shuhei's name to this list. You see what I'm saying?
I agree. I'm gonna quickly do some side research here.
So, someone just said though in the comments, this seems like something FIFA would do for Argentina, and then Infotanio is just like holding on to Messi as like a Titanic, and it says Fifanic. I actually love this. This is golden. Roster lock was hours ago. What the hell is this? Unserious TO. Like, yeah, people in the comments can.
But
be
I mean,
crazy.
surely even
it's
if
VRS rules though. It's nothing to do with Blast. It's just I don't think people fully understood how this wildcard stuff works.
No, but surely like Liquid, if they're going through this season, these games are about to start. Surely they've already practiced with JT. Surely they've already gone through everything with him. Surely they won't play one tournament with their old IGL and then shuffle him in the mid-season. Then you're making like a huge mistake. You need to. It's the same as pre-seasons in football, right? You want to have the players in early so you can actually build on something. You have a few weeks of head start. And nothing else would make sense to me than JT playing if that is what they're going for. Otherwise, I mean, if he's not, then we're probably going to see a Shuhei for the rest of the season, which, I mean, nobody really wants.
It can't be for the rest. It can't be for the rest. It's got to be just this because
start this season with it.
But it's not their choice, right? It's the VRS invites and the lock-off date and everything like that. And this VRS, by the way, this is another thing.
Then they are just playing the tournament to throw it away, lose fast, and then go back to practice. There's no reason.
No offense to Liquid, but they're probably just going to lose fast anyway. It's a single elimination, best of one. Yeah, and who are they playing again? Liquid are playing Vitality. But they had no choice. They were so far down on this choice of teams you can pick from. Like OG, 100 Thieves, and Liquid were the last 3 teams to choose. So, I mean, but I will say this, right? The problem, Bounty used to be amazing every time because what it would be is whatever the first event of the season was for Blast was all the new teams playing all the big dogs. But now because it's VRS, this VRS invite and date is like June time, just after Astana. So some of the teams that are here, like, they shouldn't even be here, in my opinion. If anything, after the major, the first events after the major should use that VRS. I think that would be a cleaner way of doing it,
I get that.
You agree or no?
Yeah.
You said you get that.
I mean, I agree. I think you want the freshest. But the problem is we don't really have like a player break anymore to some degree. Because we have events.
And it should just be after the major, and then the new set of events starts with that rule.
Yeah.
I think it's that way. I think it would make much more sense. I think it would be much better.
It probably would.
But Valve need to make that decision, right? And this is a problem. People blaming TOs is not really... Like, Blast may have not understood the rules and then got clarification on it, but either way... This is a weird situation for Bounty to be in. And so that's the Liquid bit out of the way there. So let's go down the rest of the teams we have. So how it worked, for people to know, is the last team to get a choice, who didn't get a choice, they just got whichever team was left over, was OG. Then it was 100 Thieves. Then it was Liquid, Nemiga, Nuclear, Tiger Res. Crazy name, by the way. Sharks, FOKUS, Eyeballers, Nemesis, Sinners, M80, HOTU, Gentlemates, Alliance, Heroic, and 3D Max. So 3D Max got to pick first. And that gave us then all of our matchups throughout this. I will say, let me go down the list. So when we go down all of this was picked as I mad scroll. So first team to pick was 3D Max, and they selected Magic. They selected Magic, by the way, who beat them recently at a stakes event. 2-0 of all things. What do you think about that? Because for me, that's kind of crazy. Like, you have a pick of any of the teams in there, and you go for Magic, who 2-0'd you before you had Kersey, fair enough. But then you want to go against them again online when this was LAN?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of see it as Magic having good VRS, but considered a weak team.
Are they a weak team, though? Are they a weak team?
I mean, that might not be the case. I mean,
there's a lot of other teams.
At the end of the day, they
them.
might believe that we can beat these guys, you know? And I mean, I wouldn't. For example, for 3D Max in the struggling form they are in.
Yeah.
I think this might be the best of I mean probably the best VRS opponent outside maybe Pain could have been or Astralis could have been a team for them to pick, but I don't see them, you know, beating like maybe GamerLegion as well, but just because they had really poor form after the major and during the major.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I don't see them beating like a Falcons, Vitality Spears, FURIA, Aurora, G2, MOUZ, FUT, MongolZ. I don't even think they would beat a FaZe at the moment. I don't see them beating an Alliance. So I think this is like the highest up on the list in terms of VRS, where I could see them beating the opponent.
Yeah. Kind of a strange situation. The next pick, by the way, was Heroic, who, by the way, could be winning this current stake event, stake ranked thing.
Yep.
They're in the grand final right now.
Really good.
They've gone 3 maps every single time, but they beat Phantom, NIP, and 3D Max. 2-1 each time. By the way, supposedly Susper's been playing really well.
Yep.
Nilo's been playing good as well. In general, Heroic are... Martinez, by the way, also doing great, which we expected. So they're looking like they're in a real good position. This seems to be working out so far so good for them. They pick MongolZ. So MongolZ had a 30k bounty on them. They were seeded 5th for the whole tournament. And Heroic went in for them because obviously they're coming in with 2 rookies for MongolZ, right? 17 and 18-year-old player from the academy teams. I like the pick. Maui liked the pick as well. He's very hyped about it. But I think I can't doubt Mara this much. Mara is solid at making magic happen.
I think for Heroics, it's just like they know they're in the exact same situation. 2 player changes. They know how much you have to go through, how much you have to work. Obviously, Heroic, you know, they've been at this stake ranked tournament. And yes, they have gone all 3 maps, but I think it's just a case of them not having that many days of prac. I think I saw an interview with Martinez, and he said like 6 days of practice going into this event. You're not going to be able to do every single map very well. And you're going to have gaps, you're going to have holes. And I think that MongolZ are in the same situation. And I think it's pretty obvious if you look at MongolZ what maps are going to be good for them, no matter what, if they change players. Well, I think it's a little bit more, you know, up in the air for Heroic.
Yeah, that's fair. The next one that came in was Alliance, who were seeded 19th, take Wildcard, who were the lowest seed within the teams you can pick, because you're going to pick from the top 16. Only a $15,000. Yeah, they went for a safety pick, but like, it's not just safety. Obviously, nothing against the players on Wildcard. The organization is dog. For all the reasons we knew about in all the past, right? And everything we saw happen with all how that was managed from ChatGPT onwards. But they just finished this staked event last place. They lost to Gentlemates 2-0 and K27. This is an easy just pickings game for them, surely. Like, I don't think Alliance will benefit from the VRS on this because it's so far below them. This is just an easy way to get a first game.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's just them trying to get to round of 16, and that's where they have to beat a better team or a good team to kind of qualify. I still think Alliance has it in them, and I have no doubt in my mind that they will beat Wildcard in this opening round. So it's just a smart pick from them. Yeah,
makes a lot of sense. After that, we've got Gentlemates going up against... Who was the one I had here? Oh, I lost it. I lost it by scrolling too far back.
Pain.
Dude, this one's crazy because Pain's in such a bad spot. Pain, I don't know what's happening with them at all.
Gentlemates also playing with
Crucial. And also this Gentlemates thing, by the way. So it's not announced anywhere, but DJL, Swede, Serbian, whatever he is, he's Swedish by passport, right?
Him.
Yeah, he's coaching them. And at the time when we were checking, he wasn't listed as a coach. It was some other Spanish guy who was listed as a coach. So it's not been announced anywhere. And DJL was like, no, I've been doing it for a month now. I'm like, what are Gentlemates doing? Where's the announcement? But supposedly they're speaking English because obviously Crucial speaks no Spanish, neither does DJL. So new way, new language. And by the way, not all of the Spanish guys are super good at speaking English for outside of CS. Like Alex can always do interviews, Mopos as well, but Davaji and Sorsal's a bit lacking, you know. Obviously losing Martinez is always going to be a problem, and I think the only way, because there's maybe not so much Spanish talent coming through, they went out to NIP and 3D Max at this staked ranked event, but Payne's a good pick for them because Payne right now, bro, have you seen this? Payne went last place at staked ranked when they should have been one of the favorites for the tournament, and they also lost the last open Porto spot to Sharks 0-2.
Yep.
I'm shocked. How is Payne falling this far down again?
I don't know. It's almost a never-ending story for this Payne. Constantly disappointing. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they changed mid-season another time and another time after that.
Oh, that's called never-ending pain. You said never-ending story. This is now never-ending pain.
Yeah. And yeah, I don't know. Not hyped about Payne right now. I liked when they brought Safe in, but it's clearly not working. Something is rotten to a little degree, because we expect a lot better from this Payne. They have good players, they have good pieces. They had a long time to kind of rework the rosters multiple times, and nothing ever seems to work. So
different positions, because they were giving up his spots, taking them back.
You're playing Gentlemates, 4 Spanish people with one from the Netherlands, Oping, speaking English with a Swedish coach. I think that I mean, this is a game where I think for Payne it's like about honor. It's about not embarrassing yourself, because even if you're in a rough spot, going up against Gentlemates who were completely carried by the last Oper in Martinez, now switching language as well to English.
Yeah. Those
things on top of each other, I don't think Payne should lose, or I'm scared that they might.
I'm scared that they might.
It's yeah. I think it would be embarrassing if they did.
Oof, embarrassing is a strong word, but I know what you mean. Next when we have HOTU, obviously Norbert's team. Shout out Norbert one time. Norbert is a legend, major champion, by the way. Just all round good fun guy. They picked GamerLegion. Now, GamerLegion is quite a high seed in this one, because obviously this is after the June VRS, so they were just on the rise. Don't know if they played Atlanta then, but it was maybe the one where they went deep at Blast. Blast America somewhere, I forget exactly.
HOTU seems to do well in these kind of tournaments, and they do seem to have a knack of surprising us, especially in the start of the year.
Yeah. Norbert doesn't fill you with any confidence, by the way, because he's like, oh, it really depends. Some days we can be great, and sometimes we can just be terrible. It's like, they won this 1xBet like Frag Season 17, which it's an Uzbek tournament, so they did well there. But there's only 8 teams, but they still won it. It gives them a boost to VRS. They've dropped down so far from when we saw them back at EPL, and they've gone through a lot of kind of crazy changes. I don't know. I think it could be a tricky matchup for GamerLegion, but GamerLegion only changed one player, which I mean, I still believe in the core of GamerLegion should be handling that.
I still think HOTU is the kind of team, you know, it's really scary to play them in the early stages of a season. Because, I mean, they don't play scared, you know, and it's it's a nightmare team stylistically to go up against when you haven't had everything set, and you need to be more reactive on the server based on what they do. And I think they can force a lot of mistakes if you're not ready for it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
But I mean,
fair.
surely GamerLegion are not in as bad form. Surely they've learned a lesson. Surely they've fixed their problems.
Just depends how good Flamus is feeling in that team already, or how comfortable he is. If they've given him everything, you know.
Because they have good pieces.
Yeah, exactly. Next, we had M80. Obviously, M80's in a weird spot, man. We really liked what we heard from Sin when we were speaking to them, right? Did well at stage 1 of the major, only lost to Bait. And then stage 2, lose to G2, lose to Bait, lose to Bet Boom, and then... Oh, sorry, they beat Bait, and then they lost to Legacy. They should be beating, potentially, Legacy, right? They should be putting up more of a fight against the Bet Boom, despite how well we saw Bet Boom play. Then they go back to America for the start of this season. They actually took first place to go to Blast Porto Open, yeah, which is really good, but it's just against North. So they can dominate North America. I'm not even talking about the Americas. They can just dominate North America. Always comfortable to get a qualifying spot. But they pick Ninjas in Pajamas, which I think is a good matchup for them, because I still put them favored against NIP. It wasn't like a risky pick for them, but like this makes the matchup good for them.
Yeah, I mean, NIP have played reasonably well at stake right now.
Yeah,
they
only lost to Heroic.
Narrowly lost to Heroic, and currently are in a consolidation final against K27. But
Are they playing that now?
No, they're playing it
tomorrow
at 14 CET. But pretty sure it's going to be a rematch between Heroic and NIP in that grand final.
Okay.
Yeah, I think NIP, they've looked pretty solid. Especially this guy, the Noti guy, has been like their best performer. So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what they can do with him as well. A little bit more.
He's the second highest rated player of the whole tournament. Okay.
Yeah.
But this is more his level, right? This is his tier 2, 1.5 kind of area. So he should be doing better there. And they've had a bit of time to bounce back after the China event for them after XBL.
But I also think like Heroic is a better team than their ranking is.
Yes, currently, definitely.
Yeah.
Like adding Martinez, they actually have an AWP. Crizzen, obviously, we praise him as an up-and-coming IGL. Brolen not being IGL. I'm still worried about him getting out of IGL brain. We spoke about it before. But I mean, overall...
He looked sharp. I watched some of the games today.
Okay.
So he did look sharp. Interesting.
After this, we got Sinners, who selected FUT. Now, Sinners gave me the whole thing of, it's a stylistically choice team that like this will be good for us. But I did say to Kisarek, like, you guys did really bad at both bigger events you got a chance at. Cologne Major Stage 1, 0-3. XPL, 0-3. We know they had tough matchups at XPL, right? Bet Boom, 9Z, and FaZe. All playoff teams. But I mean, something's massively wrong with Sinners right now, and it's going to be a hard fight for them against whoever they face. And you want to take on FUT, like FUT adding XCloud? This will be FUT's first showing with XCloud. And XCloud's going to fit into that team so well. Like, he's not going to miss a beat. Remember when we spoke to XCloud and he was saying, like, all the problems that Heroic had? Like, not letting him play the way he wants or be able to shine the way he wants. The way the rest of this FUT team communicate on a map and how XCloud will be able to focus on what he does best, he's going to be in for a winner.
I'm sorry, but I cannot put any, like... If I had like chips marks or whatever in poker.
Wait, you love Sinners, mate. You put them into stage 2.
I'm done with them. No, I think no shot. FUT is losing this game. I don't necessarily think even FUT is downgraded with XCloud. I think XCloud is a great player.
Yep.
And
he also brings the same kind of energy.
Synergy. Yeah, but it's like the rest of them has such synergy that I doubt it's going to be very, very hard for XCloud to be integrated into that meld of chaos. I think it's a really tough team to go up against. I don't think anyone should feel good about picking FUT.
No, no. I guess the only thing is that they're thinking, oh, they just want to fight. We'll also fight with them. But people who just think that FUT is just like an aggressive team, like it's a very well thought out team. The trade game is always impressive from them, right? The synergy between the players that are there. The only thing that makes me worried that if any of the rumors were true, that they were also trying to trade Symmetry or remove him and get another AWPer, that might throw a bit of like uncertainty into the team, which could then be a problem. You know, that's the only bit I'm a little bit doubting on. Everything else I'm fine on for FUT. But yeah, they're definitely they should have a problem either way against this team. So the other pick after that was Nemesis going into Astralis. Now, Nemesis, right? No bounty on them, 24th in the seed. They pick Astralis. I like this because Nemesis looks good, way better than expected when we saw them at XPL. And
yep.
I don't think Astralis' seed is way higher than what they actually are in their current level. And they now come in with a new coach. They got a new performance coach. They took her from Na'Vi. So, I don't know. HOOXi has been hard on the team. The team has dropped down so much. Fuzi's not the same player he was when he first joined. Ryu's not even been there. Like, it looks rough on Astralis, and they should have done better than they did at the major. You know, like they lost to Tyloo, Payne. 9Z's a fair one to lose to, but Tyloo, Payne didn't make stage 3 when at one point they were second at PGL Bucharest Masters. They did well at the beginning of the year. They were in EPL finals as well, if I remember correctly. No, APL third place against FUT. Sorry, third place.
I think this is can be a very, very even game. I think it all depends on how Astralis kind of reset into the season, because obviously last season they were hovering around top 8, top 9, top 10, 11 for most of the year, which, I mean, I think we all can agree and saw that that's not really the level they were on. They were a rebuild and they quickly gained ranks.
Yeah.
From one event, was it second place at Astana or
Bucharest? Oh yeah, Astana. No, you were right. Even before Astana, they lost to Spirit, right? But they had the full Danish roster then. So that was not with the new roster.
Oh, okay. But
second
either
place
way,
at Bucharest, third place at EPL. So both of them are still big wins.
HOOXi was there. They still kept VRS points from that time with this board.
Yes, Yabi, him.
So they were always placed a little bit higher than they should have been. Yeah. I think now they're more in a reasonable place, and I can look at them and not say like they're going to lose every single game. I think it's a 50-50 for me. Obviously, Nemesis comes in with good form. There's a little bit more question marks on Astralis. But I have higher hopes for Astralis this season. Especially, I mean, I love the changes they did. They brought in Neo and I don't know how to pronounce her nickname. But
Ursula is her real name. Yeah, Ziref.
Ursula. Ziref, yeah. But Ursula, I really like her. I think she can do great works. And considering the amount of frustration that's been going on with interviews and
HOOXi's interviews, man.
Especially, everyone seemed pretty disappointed.
Bro,
I think she can do good work there. There's room for improvement here.
The HOOXi interviews, right, was like, I've seen HOOXi in some low points, like crashing out of Paris Major, for example, and stuff that happened on G2. But the way he was frustrated at his teammates and the shit that's happening in the server during some of those interviews, I'm like, boy, glad it's not me doing that interview. Like, oh, because Ian was good doing it, because Ian's not a CS guy, right? So he's not so tapped in. So he's just like going for the normal interview, no, not digging. Like, if it was me, I would have had to be digging on HOOXi. Like, what? Who are you talking about? What's going on? But yeah, people were messing up, so they got a lot of team building to do. I think this actually, I will actually advocate for a team building, no PCs for Astralis. It might be needed. They might need to all hug it out in a sauna somewhere in Denmark, you know.
So that's
towels wrapped around them, cuddle, and Neo there telling stories around the campfire for the 1.6 days. Just don't drop your towel, lads. Don't drop your towel. I'm just imagining way too much.
Hopefully that works out for them.
You never know. You never know. But yeah, Astralis should be scared unless they fix some things. I think that, like, I don't know. I was really hyped on Ryu, and FUZi was doing better than expected, but Yeah, something needs to change coming into the season in a big way. So next we got Eyeballers, and guess what? The same as last Bounty Devilwalk, JW went, I'm picking FaZe again. Now, you know what's crazy about this? Is probably it was definitely the best group stage match of
last time?
XPL. No, XPL. Oh, it was best. Sorry, XPL. Two things. It was the best group stage match of last Bounty because Eyeballers actually beat FaZe, and that was unexpected. And then at XPL, they had that crazy triple overtime or quadruple overtime Ancient, and then double overtime Mirage, and then they just got destroyed on Cash, sadly. But JW online again against FaZe. Let's go. Why not?
I have to shout out this comment in the match thread from.
Oh no, where's the match thread? Let me see.
Bensky. He said, "Man, my team used to make back-to-back-to-back grand finals. Now we have a rivalry with Eyeballers." That's a great comment.
That's a banger comment. Yeah, because look, Blast Bounty, Eyeballers won 2-1.
And they do kind of have it's 3 wins for Eyeballers.
Yeah.
There's 3 wins for FaZe.
And 2 overtimes in it, baby. 2 overtimes. I did say this is my match. This is the match I'm most hyped about for the beginning part of Blast Bounty. This is my match because JW and Crims have more time together. You know,
this is the kind of game where
you'll be watching with popcorn.
This
Look at my boys go.
Should have been like a Polymarket thing where will JW get a knife kill against FaZe? Okay, honestly, to God, that could be happening because some of these youngsters, I don't know, he has a magical ability to be
annoying,
even against the most experienced players, get knife kills. And that's never stopped. It's never not been a thing. And I think he's going to get triggered by Crims to do it even more. So I'll watch your back, FaZe.
It is the JW way. It is the JW way. All right, so next after this, we saw FOKUS, which has got Cuban on the team, right, as a coach. I said this, I think did I say this or was it just in my head? It's been a blurry day, right? I went straight from doing the actual draft show into... I said FOKUS is one of those teams because they've got Cuban, Banjo, and ZTR that I don't say they're guaranteed to make Singapore, but they could make a run. You know, that's a team I want to look at. Because Cuban, by the way, just for people who don't remember, he was actually the in-game, he was the coach for Kicksam when Kicksam was in-game leading that Apex team.
Yeah.
So there's some history. Cuban said there can be some mind games as well. So when Kicksam was on the come up, this is a good way to go. And also, a couple of Finnish people, Jimfat, Banjo, Poddy, now all in the same server. That's 3 Finns in a server playing against each other. That's not happening that often, you know? Because Finnish team's kind of all over the place right now. But
it's an interesting game.
Yeah, it's an interesting game. Aurora are massively favoured, don't get me wrong. But this is still Aurora. 3 players switching to English. And Maui tried to do this to me, by the way. He was like, you know what, it shouldn't be that hard with the English language. Because I said, it's going to be hard. He goes, no, Zontaro's was on Big. And I just started laughing because that was the biggest joke ever. Big trying to learn, Zontaro's trying to learn German at one point.
Zontaro's on Big was we're forcing him to take English lessons because we can't communicate in game.
Getting German. Yeah, they couldn't do German either. So they tried to get him to learn German at first. Thinking he's Turkish, but he's not a Turk who lived in Germany. Doesn't work that way. It's not as simple.
All Turks I've met knows German.
Yeah, but that's because they're in Germany, mate, and they've just been there forever. Oh, biggest Turkish population outside of Turkey is in Germany. So there you go. But yeah, this matchup is got some potential, but Aurora should still clear overall. But I will give it that Cuban will have some mind games, and obviously it's a huge change for Aurora. You know, there's a lot in that one.
Yeah, it's coach, IGL. The whole structure is going to be new. I'm expecting Aurora to be a little bit worse to start.
Mm-hmm.
And then gradually get back up in the placings. So I'm not sure they're a number 7th in the world team at the moment as they head into this. But I think they have some really, really, good potential where could see them make a push. It's an interesting team at least.
And do you know what? This next pick gets more interesting because literally, Coachi, by the way, who's been the coach, so his name is Coachi. He's from Portugal. He is the coach of Sharks. Sharks is a Brazilian, Argentinian, and Portuguese flag team by the looks of it, by the way. It says in the Twitter bio. But Sharks, he's been coaching them since 2017. He's nearly done 10 years of coaching on Sharks. I remember them at an EPL in 2018 when I was still hired by ESL to do ESL Pro League events. When there was still like, it was all on LAN and it was all good events at EPL. Like, he's been there forever through all the different iterations of the roster. He said, "Oh, who do you think we're going to pick, guys?" And Mario's like, "Oh, I'll pick FURIA." And he said, "Okay, I'll just choose what Maui says." So he just picked FURIA because Maui said it. He didn't have many good options, by the way. There was lots of tough teams to choose. Like, from this point onwards, you have like MOUZ, G2, Vitality, Falcons, and Spirit. So, you know, he could have chosen a G2, but he ended up going for FURIA for that like domestic matchup. It'd be pretty good. But I do love it. I do absolutely respect it.
I mean, why not? I think it's always a little bit more of an advantage being the underdog in that situation. You look at all the games, they're like, you know, if FURIA is on playing a game, you will be there watching.
Yeah.
As a Brazilian. So, yeah, why not?
They've also got a team house, by the way, in Lisbon, in Portugal. I said I'm going to come down and see. I didn't even know it was a thing.
I mean, you're like, they're boot camping in your backyard, man.
Yeah, exactly. So I said to him, I messaged Coachy. I said, like, "Hey, get me involved. Let me come see." But it's crazy, right? So Coachy's been doing this. How old is Coachy now, actually? 39. Yeah. He's been doing it forever.
I played against Coachy.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, existence times.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And now look at him. He was a manager at Sharks for 2 years, and then he's been coach ever since. Oh, he was coach and manager. He was double dipping the roles back then.
That's the worst job in the world.
Yeah, you know that. So he's been through it all. There's even a highlight, by the way. Oh, mate, I'm watching this right now. I don't care. There's a 1.6 highlight of him with the old chill side Q pad. Let me send you this. Because why not? It's not like we're pushed for time or anything. What? Devil's making a face. What's this? Coachy's got a highlight. EPT 2010 Coachy versus Phantoms. He was playing for Kick back then. 52-second highlight. Electronic Portuguese tournament. Oh, that's some beautiful 1.6 sounds. We're going to play this in the video for you guys, don't worry. We'll edit this in. Wait, it's got some cinematics to it as well.
Dude, 1.6 stuff was so much better, man.
Yeah, the frag movies are so much better in 1.6 than ever in CS2. Just for people who haven't watched, go watch 1.6 frag movies. Oh, he gets one, he gets two. Oh, he fucked them while moving. Oh, and he waits. Oh, he did the, bro, he did the burn. All right, Coachy. All right, Coachy. I'm going to DM him right now. Sick.
But yeah, I mean, I still expect FURIA to win, but I think it's why not gamble a little bit? I think it's one of those things, like, if you're in Sharks position, you get a win against like a top 4 team. I don't know where they are in the top 5. It sets you up for the rest of the season. It's a gamble worth taking, especially in a tournament like this, where you can kind of prep as you know and expect some of these picks are going to happen, whilst the team that's getting picked is just going to be able to prep when they're picked. Definitely.
And so after the Sharks picked FURIA, no, actually, to touch on FURIA, the thing here is, it's not really so much of the domestic matchup I'm looking at, but it's about FURIA will all be in Malta, unless I guess MongolZ is in Serbia, which sometimes he does, but I saw already Fallen, Yuri, Sid, and everyone was in Malta. So they're getting ready. They're back to practicing and playing. But FURIA's bounce back now needs to be looked at, right?
By the way, not the greatest place to be playing your online matches from.
What, Malta with that ping? Yeah.
Because you have loss automatically there.
Yeah, because you're just in the middle of nowhere. But at least if they make it to the playoffs, they don't have to travel far. They just take a car, stay in their houses every day. That's kind of nice for them, you know? But yeah, so I will just say it's going to be hard for FURIA because You got to reset after the major. Yeah, you may have had vacation time, but then you just come straight back into it, you know? You're still the sad moments of the major still looms in your mind. And as Casey Wright said, no one remembers second place. We may talk about them being second place, but it's not the same way, right?
Yeah.
So the next pick that came in was, by the way, this team name just cracks me up. Nuclear Tigerez. So it's Tiger, then ES, but it's TIGE, then capitals RES. Don't have a clue what any of it means. Don't understand it at all.
Nuclear.
But the fact you're nuclear, no, I understand that obviously. But nuclear Tigerez, like, it sounds scary. Sounds like it could be like real problematic for people. They're 35th on VRS, by the way.
Yeah.
They won this Nodwin Clutch 9 series. They beat Nemesis, K27, Gentlemates. Like, they're grinding a lot here. But I'll say this, I know nothing about this team. When I saw them on the list, I tried to do a bit of basic research before the draft show, but this isn't a team I know. They went for the fact that obviously out of the teams, they didn't have many teams choices left, and it's obviously very hard. But when you're going up against the MOUZ, it's still got a rookie in Zelex, and now PR coming to the team that they're hoping is just a chance for them, or a better chance there, because they didn't pick G2.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense to pick some of the teams that are making changes. Even though I don't think that this will be any problem for MOUZ.
No, Zersham will single-handedly be doing his beast game, I'm sure.
Perhaps.
He's been owning up as an IGL.
Yeah.
Also, don't pick MOUZ because they're playing on LAN in the Hamburg office in front of an audience. They let fans come in for their online games. So like they're keen on it. They've got it all. They got the cheerleaders, which is just only supporting them. No one's supporting the other team, you know. They're playing in good environment. They're gonna have good ping in Germany. Like everything is in their favor.
Yeah.
Just not many days of PR. That's the only thing. So the next pick that came in was Nemiga. We obviously spoke a bit about Nemiga when we were doing the roster mania. New IGL. Lear's gone out after so long of being on the team and doing so much for them. Just puts them in a bit of a weird spot. They'll be playing against G2. G2's only change is just minus some pies plus Wrinkle. At least I know I was definitely super positive on this move. I just think Wrinkle now will actually shine on this team in comparison to where he had been before on NIP. I feel like this is just a great move for both parties. But I saw so many people like, oh, it's not that good of a move. Oh, it's not that like crazy. And I'm thinking, bro, I'm not talking about Wrinkle for Flammers. I'm just talking about the potential of Wrinkle was so high, and his time on NIP doesn't count, as with any players that have to leave NIP after. Because he started here on NIP, and then he went slowly down for about 1 million roster changes he saw. Because he was on NIP for over 2 years, man. He saw so many changes. 2 years on NIP, that's a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's easy to see that Wrinkle can still have an upwards trend and has a lot more potential than someone like some Pyres, even though he's a great AWPer and can be really, really impactful. It's hard to look at this team and look at, okay, how are we going to get better performances? And we look at Heavy God, one of the best anchors in the world, if not the best. Nerves, he's been great in this Saw system. I think Hunter, you know, it's not like you're going to find a better IGL. At least, you know, he's an IGL that performs really, really well individually. Mattis, he has his moments within his roles. So it does make sense that, you know, you're kind of pointing towards, okay, maybe AWPing is where we can find more impact and have more potential as a team. I also think, you know, it's a different type of AWPer. Some players are more of a systematic AWPer, and you're not going to have him break out in these tough games and make incredible moves to bring his team back. It's more going to be very, very stable and get the picks that you want, which leaves a lot of responsibility to the riflers. So I think in this case, this shift could bring them a little bit more X factor when they're playing against some of these better teams to kind of take over the game.
Yeah, I think that's a fair way of doing it. And I feel like with a coach like Saw and having Hunter there, he's going to get more of less of what he wants, you know? And the only thing I'll look at, which could be a small problem for Wrinkle, is how much he communicates, you know? I don't want them to be doing too much communication for him. He also will be able to speak Ukrainian with Heavy God. Yeah. That's going to help him a little bit in there to be comfortable. His English is good. It's no problem with his English, but I just heard that sometimes he can be quiet in, like, when he was on the snappy of calling what he wanted, you know? And so as long as he can get over that, I think that could be good. Next one was the Wildcard invite for this event, which was Team Liquid. They selected Vitality. They obviously didn't have too many choices left. They had a good game against Vitality last bounty. They didn't win it, but they took a map off them and made it competitive. Flashy had his wedding and then 2 days later was back at practice. We believe that JT and Jorko will be playing for the team. Still yet to be seen. Definitely Jorko can now play, but obviously the JT one's not been announced. So we're just we're waiting to see what happens, basically. That's like, doesn't matter if they have their full team or not. I don't think they're beating Vitality. The only positive for them is that Vitality have never won a bounty. Still make
This is where they struggle. I mean, this is the event to pick them. If there's any event to pick them, it's this.
They do make playoffs though, and this is obviously still the online portion, but yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, I was talking to Mezzi. I think Vitality are just playing it all from home as well until playoffs. They said they had a media day for like a Vitality media day, and then they just go back and get on with it until playoffs. So, yeah. But for Vitality right now, they always failed to win bounty because they'd won the major before. So does that mean they didn't win the major before? Now they win bounty.
Might be extra hungry for this bounty. It's the only trophy in the year.
They've never won. They've never won it. And obviously, it's a bit of a kick in the teeth that the last couple of events was 56 Atlanta, 58th at the major. So they want to bounce back after that and get back to winning ways of the trophies, you know? Pull one in that they haven't had before.
No, I don't doubt Vitality in this game. No. I think Liquid, no matter who they kind of play with, it looks like there's going to be 2 changes, and we're probably going to have to give Liquid a little bit of time again. I hate to say it, but it's a fresh rebuild.
Yep. The next one was 100 Thieves. This was the last 2 matches to be chosen between, and 100 Thieves decided to take Falcons. Now, let me just think of this, right? Just let me set you up on this, Devilwalk. On the same server at the same time, going up against each other, is Device, Rain, Carrigan, Nico. Glaive is coaching. Zonic is coaching. This looks like cinema, potentially. They do just bring in Gizmy. Sierra told us they've been practicing like crazy. In the By the way, he actually said bruv to me during the interview. I thought you've been around Gizmy for a few days and you're saying bruv, but fair enough. Poi, obviously, you're massively hype on him. The potential is there for 100 Thieves. This is obviously a crazy matchup. It's not easy, right? They're one of the last teams seeded here. But it is nice to just think of those names on the server together. It's just they've got to go up against the current number 1 in the world and the major champions. So, Gizmy, you can cook as much as you can. You and Glaive can be in the kitchen. But this is like the ultimate test.
It is. But, you know, I do think that number 1 spot of Falcons is, yes, they won the major. Yes, they deserve to be there. But did they go through this major easy? They struggled their way through it. And, you know, it used to be Falcons with the group stage buff, and it's kind of been converted into a playoff buff now. So,
yeah.
I mean, I definitely can see Falcons slip things up. But will it be against 100 Thieves? I don't know. I don't know how ready this 100 Thieves team are. I haven't seen them play in a while, so it's going to be interesting.
I think it's a potential cinema matchup where even if 100 Thieves can't do too much, by the way, all of Falcons will be on bootcamp. At least what I understood from when I was talking to Kyosuke and Manasi in China was that they will be on bootcamp for the online portion and then obviously go to the events. By the way, because of Kyosuke's visa situation, he will then be in Europe for something like 40 days. Like he's not leaving Europe. He's just doing all the events, can't go back and just go through all the events. It's going to be a crazy run for him. But that's dedication for a young, what is he? Is he still 18? I always forget. Yeah, he's still 18. So he's going to be on a crazy run of events afterwards because of all the back-to-back Schengen events. And obviously he's limited by entries into Europe right on the visa. So yeah, it's going to be a run. He's dedicated to the game, dedicated to the team. But I think Falcon should still win for sure. Let's just see how Gizmy can perform with these players he's got underneath him. Sierra said they're trying to play more towards like the way Gizmy likes, so they're obviously giving him a lot of say in it, which is nice, you know, giving him the respect he deserves and the reason they got him. And I still think that Gizmy is the ultimate winner from this whole Monty fallout.
100%.
Compared to the rest of them. I'll say that. And then the last matchup, OG had no choice in this. It says, final pick, OG have selected Team Spirit. They didn't select Team Spirit, by the way. They just got given Team Spirit. There was no other teams left. So, and this is even brilliant. Someone even said in the Twitter, they haven't selected them, you forced them. It's kind of true. We should have just reworded this a little bit. That would have been the smarter way to do it. But I will just say, it's Spirit. It doesn't matter if it's online or offline. Spirit don't lose these kind of games. Spirit are, back-to-back bounty champions? How many bounties have they won now? Let's have a look.
But this is also Spirit like a very unimpressive OG. They made the switch, you know, with Cadian coming in from, you know, being a roster that was, you know, they fumbled their major spot to now being in 71 in Valve ranking. It's not been an impressive run ever since they made these changes. They've just kind of hovered around the same ranking, around top 70 to top 50. Nothing really changed, so I don't expect much from this OG going up against Spirit at all.
Yeah, it's kind of rough. Also, Spirit won 2 bounties. Obviously, the Power Vision won the last one, which is the unexpected one. Power Vision aren't even in this tournament. I think they skipped it because they had XPL.
This is a Spirit with 2 coaches now instead of 0.
3 coaches, mate. Jab,
3 coaches.
Sopvik, and Halley.
True.
So even stronger right now. I hope they just keep bringing Jab to events and just stick him on someone's desk. Whoever's not bothered by a big green frog on their desk,
just tape him to the shoulder of Halley, like he's whispering in his ear.
Don't go kill. Fuck your strategy. Don't go kill. It's like, say
I'm
nothing.
The head coach.
Yeah. You are my bitch now. You talk for me. No, we can't say these things because someone using AI in China will turn this into an actual real thing. I know they will because they clip our stuff all the time. Oh man. But I would love to see it. So China people, go do your thing. Make that happen. By the way, Jab is so popular in China. Like, so many Spirit were not even in XPL, and about 20 people had Jab itch. Someone gave me a Jab. Let me get it. Look at this. Oh, come on, camera, follow me. This is a Jab itch major sticker. And it's on one of these things. It says Jab itch Cologne 2026. Of course. They're making everything with Jab itch. People are smart in China. They'll just make this stuff and they know it's going to sell somewhere online. And also, he even appeared on the Chinese analyst desk. They just had a Jab itch there for most of it. Oh, really? So, yeah, just getting insight from him, I guess. All right, so let's go down the first matchups, mate, and do our predictions. We didn't fill this out in the document, but we got some time still, right? It's 15 minutes of safety time. Look at us go.
Do you just want to talk about them, or
just make a prediction each one, right? We've already just done, we just spoke about them all. So M80 versus NIP, the first game. I'm taking M80.
Oh, I'm taking NIP.
Woo! You changed. He changed.
I will probably regret this, but I'm taking NIP. Like what I saw, but I do like M80 as a team.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Nemesis Astralis. I'll let you go first.
I'll pick Astralis in this one. I think, you know, they made some good changes in the coaching staff and the support staff. So I think that's actually going to give them a little bit more calm, a little bit more consistency playing. Before, I would have been more scared about them than now. But they should be in good hands.
I agree with you, but I'm also still... I'm not sure how much that coaching and performance coach thing would have come into effect already. I did actually see a picture of them all together. Like, did you see it as well?
On Twitter or what?
Yeah, Twitter. and there was like a team dinner picture or something posted by Astralis. So maybe that means like they were on a boot camp. Neo wasn't there. Ursula was there. So who's here? Jabby's there. Stairs there. And some other people. Okay, that's it. And Hooksy's there. So the Danes. Oh, and Fuzi. Sorry, I couldn't see. Fuzi was bald. So I couldn't. The light was shining. I didn't see it. I'm so sorry, Fuzi. Look at this photo. You can just. We have to post this photo in there. No, but I didn't see him because he's just
what did you think he was?
I don't know. Just some support.
He's the only one standing up on the picture.
He's not standing up. He sat down.
He's the only straight backed.
Yeah, he's not hunched over with it. But yeah, in general, stare. Oh, Neo's there. This picture's so terrible.
Dude,
quality.
Neo's there. What are you talking about? He's
The
sitting right
picture's
there.
so terrible quality.
What are you talking about? Who do you think that was? Just some random guy?
Oh, it's been a long day, man. Honestly, I didn't think that was Neo. I saw because there's these random two people. Why are the two people we have no idea who they are at the front?
Because they wanted the picture. Do you think the players gonna be like, oh?
Yeah, true. I saw Mighty Max, Yabby, Stare, yeah. Didn't see Ryu, and didn't see Neo, and didn't see Brucey. So yeah, they're on boot camp. There you go. Sorry, boys. We can leave that in because it's just my bad eyesight, despite wearing glasses. I'm not sure if I'll take Astralis though. It's hard. It's hard.
I mean,
it's
you're
Nemesis.
free to choose.
No, I know, but it's. I don't want to be baited in by the fact I saw how well Nemesis played at XPL, but this is now Astralis. Okay, they're on boot camp. They've got Ursula there. I'm going to pick Astralis with you. There you go. All right, Nuclear Tiger Res, the craziest name ever against MOUZ. I'll taking MOUZ. Yeah. Alliance Wildcard.
Alliance.
Eyeballers FaZe. I'll let you go first.
Oh, I have to pick eyeballers, don't I?
Oh. I love JW. I love Crims. And by the way, Crims is doing more interviews, so we need to get him on for an episode of the podcast.
Game, by the way. It's not like I'm
statistically 50-50.
Yeah. I'll pick eyeballers.
FaZe Online can look shaky, but they can't afford to have any more shaky moments or games. So, by the way, we still don't know if Nature's going to be playing for this team or what, because when you look on it, Nature's not there still. So I don't know what's happening within the FaZe camp. But Jaboan's going to be great, so I'm going to go with FaZe. Nemiga G2.
G2.
HOTU GamerLegion.
There's definitely upset potential in this match.
Let me give you a stat. There was only one game that had an upset for the opening round of Last Bounty last time.
Was eyeballers.
Yeah.
Well, I'll pick GamerLegion, but I still think they're it's so dependent on what kind of GamerLegion we're gonna see.
Yep.
Because I think HOTU is gonna come all guns blazing and be
I'm gonna go
again.
I'm gonna go with Norbert and HOTU. Norbert is my goat. That's definitely who I believe in for this one. All right, 100 Thieves Falcons. Oof.
I mean,
Do Falcons. Nah. I don't even think Falcons drop a map, so I'm going to go with Falcons. FOKUS Aurora. But the problem is, if it was the normal FOKUS and they still had Jorko, I could say there was a way they could beat Aurora. But because they also made a change, I'm going to have to go with Aurora.
Yeah, I'm picking Aurora. I think there's a little bit too much of quality difference in the individuals that we see on this.
Yep. Sinner's Foot. Yeah. Gentlemates Pain. I'm going Pain. I have to go Pain. I can't go against them.
Yeah, I'll pick Pain as well.
It looks on paper at the moment that Pain's in a bad spot.
It's not a confident pick, I'll tell you that.
It's a rough one. It's definitely a rough one. OG Spirit.
Every day of the week.
Jab, Itch, and Donk. And if they don't bring Jab, Itch even to the online portion, I'll be sad. 3D Max Magic. I'm going to pick Magic, man.
Yeah, I think I'll pick Magic as well. I'm
That's
not
Fade. I
huge on
believe in
3D
his
Max.
calling. Yeah. Yeah. Heroic Mongols. Oh, boy. I don't want to doubt Mara, but I like what I'm seeing from Heroic, even though I wasn't too sure about Brolem. How well is Brolem performing in the current games they're playing? Let me check. Averaging 1.02 rating, but Martinez is 110, and Nilo is 110 as well. I'll take Heroic. But I'm sorry, Mara. I've never doubted you after you did it with controllers to the playoffs of a major. But this one's too much. It's 2 players. You lost Senzu, and then now you've lost Mazzinho. Something's going wrong inside the Mongols camp.
Yeah, and I mean, I know all the players in Heroic. I only know 3 players of the Mongols.
Yeah.
So I'll pick Heroic.
Hey, you don't know Darkmeister?
Well, now I know
Meister's
him.
twin.
Yeah, clearly there's a lot of similarities.
Except the age, flag. What else can we point out? No, I won't go any further.
No, but I'll pick Heroic.
Yep. Liquid Vitality?
I'll pick Vitality.
And then Sharks Furia. Oof.
I mean, I'm picking Furia.
Yeah, Furia. MongolZ's not going to struggle online if he's in Serbia. As long as he's not playing from Kazakhstan, they're fine because the ping is so crazy. So crazy. All right, so we can't predict the next set of matchups because it doesn't work this way, right? Every time there's another stage. So stage 1 to 2, when it goes down to 16, they then redo the bounty. We do another live draft show. So let's pick the 8 teams we think we're going to LAN. Yeah, 8 teams going to LAN.
Okay. 8 teams going to LAN. Should I start?
I'll start. I get to start.
Okay.
Falcons, Vitality, Spirit, Furia. Then it gets hard, man. Then it gets very hard. Because so many other teams may change. Actually, MOUZ. MOUZ can go. G2. FUT. Some FaZe magic because someone's going to underestimate it.
Just skipping Aurora?
Yeah. Just because I don't know until I see them and speak to them about this language barrier. Maybe it's invisible. Maybe I'm just full of crud and it's not actually a real thing.
I don't think you're it's a unreasonable choice.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot depends on what happens in that stage 2 draft. Who is picking who look good. I mean, there's a lot. Like, if you stumble a little bit in the first matchup, you're going to be, everyone's favorite pick for next stage, right?
Yeah.
But I'll do this. I'll pick Falcons, Vitality, Spirit, Furia.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pick G2. I'll pick MOUZ. I'll pick FUT. And I'll pick Alliance.
Oh, Alliance. I like that.
They have an easy first game. I don't necessarily think there's going to be, if someone is picking them, I think it's going to be one of the weaker teams. So I could see them. Huh?
Yeah, someone who would think they're weak, right? Yeah, on paper.
Yeah, but
But that's how I thought about it with FaZe, by the way. That someone would pick one of those teams and think that they would, think FaZe is going to be weak, and then they'll get through. I'd love to know if FaZe is going to play on a bootcamp, but I don't think so, considering they just did China and XPL. Yeah, I like what you're thinking. I like where you're going with this. You kind of cooked. So, there's one last thing to do. Where's the link gone? I lost it.
What is that?
Our Polymarket.
Our Polymarket.
Yeah. So, our Polymarket for today is Blast Bounty 2026 Season 2. Bottom 5 seed to make LAN. So, for people to know, I'm going to get my document up. The bottom 5 seeds are OG, 100 Thieves, Liquid, Nemiga, or Nuclear Tigers. Let's just go down these teams. To make LAN, by the way, this isn't just win one game, yeah? Nuclear Tigers, Nemiga, definitely not winning a game. 100 Thieves
okay, but let's
going against
reverse
Falcons.
it. Who has the best shot out of these teams?
The best shot out of these teams. 100 Thieves, but they're playing fucking Falcons.
Yes.
And Liquid's playing Vitality. So, like, right now, it says a 38% chance. That should be like a, I don't know, honestly, 5% chance with those teams I just listed as the bottom 5 seeds. And by the way, the seeding should be done to seeds from Blast, not HLTV seeding, because it's the Blast seeding. OG, 100 Thieves, Liquid, Nemiga, Nuclear Tigers. To make, this is not just win one game, this is to make it to LAN. Anyone in the comments, please tell me if you think any of those teams could win one game, let alone 2 games in this format,
So we actually
knowing that they're playing against the elite teams.
So, for example, if Nuclear Tigress, I don't know
They
how
got
you
to change their name. No, you're fine. It's just they got to change their name. Tigress.
But if they win, they would get 60,000 bounty, right?
Yep. Half of it stays with them, half of it goes to their bounty.
Yeah. And so they would be a really valuable team to pick for anyone, right?
Yeah, because they'd have 30,000 more to give up. Yep.
Because that's how it works, right? I'm still confused
Yes.
a little bit about this bounty system.
You're doing very well.
Is it the ones that have the most bounty that is getting picked?
Yeah, the most. So
People
the ones with the
lower bounty?
No. So the ones who are the most wanted, yeah, are the top 16 teams. And then the other 16 teams on the other side are the bounty hunters. And how that works is that if you beat a team,
change from being bounty hunter to most wanted?
Oh, I got to go over this again because it's been 6 months since we did it. If I am correct, and I stand to be corrected because you don't know anything anyway,
no,
I think they take the seed of their opponent.
That would make sense. That would make sense to me. I'm
trying to actively find out. Yes, in Blast Bounty Tournament, a lower seed team that defeats a higher ranked seed opponent inherits their exact seed for the next round.
Okay. So who has, like, I mean, if we're going to be honest, HOTU was on this list, right, as well?
No. They're not in the 5. They're not in the 5. OG,
Okay.
100 Thieves, Liquid, Nemiga, Nuclear Tigress.
No. I don't think so.
It's not happening, man.
It's too brutal of a tournament without any like lower bracket runs. It's just straight up, if you lose, you're out.
Look at the matchups they got as well.
Yeah. No, it's too rough.
Look at the matchups they got.
It's way too rough.
Do you know what? This is such a bad Polymarket. We will choose another one at the same time because this was too easy for us to say, no, it's not happening.
Yeah.
All right. So because our first choice of our Polymarket prediction was very easy for us to say that it's just not going to happen, even though some people did think it's going to happen. The next one we're going to look at is Blast Bounty 2026 Season 2. Any player does more than 500 damage of utility in a single map. If you're playing Inferno, it is, and you're a B player, you can do more than 500 if you are smart. You can do that with mollies, you can do that with grenades. It's definitely possible. And we're going to see some Inferno. I feel
I mean, Inferno is 100% the
map to do it.
Pick, but it's also like look at Dust 2 as an example.
Yeah.
A lot of teams drop HEs. They stack them on A ramp when the short execute comes with both of the smokes that land on top of the elevator.
Yeah.
And on the edge. A lot of teams do like to stack the HEs on that ramp guy to either like throw into the smokes with the cover. And you have like 4 or 5 HEs per round. You can do a lot of damage if that execute comes in. It's also great in terms of an anti-eco because it's the most popular kind of force buy. It's cheap, it's easy to get there. CTs don't really want to risk too much in the anti-ecos, I guess, except some of the top teams like Falcons, who will probably play aggressive anti-ecos, so it's hard to get up there. But otherwise, you will have a chance to play that sort of round. So I think it's very likely we're going to see it. Will it happen? I mean, it's a dance, right?
Dude, it's a 54% chance right now. We have Vitality and we have Apex. Apex is the grenade master. Flash assist as well. He's got crazy stats on, but this says HE, Molotovs, incendiaries, and other utility. Mate, he's.
I think it's definitely.
I'm all in on
very
that.
Likely.
I'm all in on that. I think this is a great one. This is right now. It says a 54% chance. What people are predicting. I am all in on that. I am way higher than that in my mindset.
I agree with you. I think.
And there's so many games. We got 32 teams.
We're gonna see some Inferno for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna see some Inferno. It's any player does more than 500 util damage in a single map. I don't know how often that happens though. The problem is with these stats, I wouldn't know how many times players get that. Yeah.
Well, I will say it like this. It was super common in practice games when you played Inferno in MR15. Super common.
Longer games.
Usually you would... I mean, I remember when we were in like Godsent FPX, sometimes our B players would have over 1,000 util damage in a prac on
huge.
Inferno. But this is during playoffs, less games.
Oh, I didn't really. Yeah, if in a single map during the playoffs. Ooh.
So it eliminates quite a lot of games.
So less games.
It's going to be higher quality teams against each other. It's going to be a dance where, you want to predict, or sometimes you just want to do the HEs to kind of flush someone out, take that control no matter what, even if they know you're going to do it. So it can happen, but it's a bit more of a gamble now.
Dude, on the 10th of July, it was a 6% chance. Then it went up, and now it's at 54. It had a little dip as well. No, I think even in playoffs, even if 8 teams there, it's the elite teams who are going to be used, and Vitality will probably still be there. Even Spirit's using more utility.
You have to look at who's going to play Inferno then as well.
Oh, yeah. Less of the top teams, right? For a pick, maybe a decider. No, I'm still in on it. I think, yeah, it's definitely possible. It's going to happen.
Because if Spirit go far, they're not going to be playing no Inferno.
I can't wait. At the end, by the way, when we come back to the end of Blast Bounty, we're going to see what the end result was.
Yeah?
Yeah, I love that. Let's do it. I think that's a good one. I think that's a good choice. Are you saying yes or no?
I'll say yes. I think
double yeses.
I think it's going to happen. Yeah.
Double yeses. Double yeses. And with that, mate, we are at the end of episode 75. It was a shorter episode after we did 3 hours the one before, but I hope everyone enjoyed the show. There's a lot of Blast Bounty coverage, a bit of roster news in there. We will be back at the end of Blast Bounty. I don't think we're going to do one in between. Actually, we could do one before playoffs. Yeah, so at the end of the online stage, we'll do one before we go into playoffs. That'll be when the next episode is. And Kiosk episode will be coming not too long. So if you're a fan of Kiosk or Falcons, make sure you join the Discord. Send your questions in. Devilwalk, anything you want to tell the people?
Go Argentina.